Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, we're outside because I need a little bit more room for this one. These are rat rig sliders. Now you may not have heard of Rat Rig before. They're a Portuguese company, and what they do is they create sliders, jibs, cranes, etc. for hobbyists and consumers and also professionals. Let's dive down and just have a quick look. First off, we have the 35cm slider. I've cut all the tapes on these purely to speed things up a bit. And in there is the slider itself and Rat Rig card. So that's it. That's the 35cm slider. First impression, it's very robust. There's a nice little locking nut here. It's actually an Allen key locking nut, but it's not really. It's just a thumb screw. But here's a big difference between V-Slider and a lot of other manufacturers that are around this price point. These are not friction based. These are ball bearings, they're Derlin wheels. And anyone who knows anything about sliding, that's exactly what you want. There's a base plate on the bottom for a 3/4 inch screw to go straight onto a tripod. And also the top plate moves. Oh, that is smooth. So that's the 35cm. This is currently the smallest that they do, or the shortest that they do. This will easily fit inside a backpack. So moving on to the big one, exactly the same in every way apart from length. This is the 100cm. So this is 1 meter long, 1 meter long, 35cm long. And you may be thinking, oh yeah, okay, that's great. They've both got bottom plates to be rigged onto a tripod. What happens if I want to get really low down? That's the great thing about Rat Rig setup. It's modular. You can build onto each and every thing. And in here, if I can get rid of the shredding, these are legs. These are a set of 2 legs that can be used with any of their sliders. And for those of you who are flat pack fans, you'll recognize an Allen key when you see one. Not only one, but 2 sizes. I'm assuming those are the top, so you can easily get it down. Yeah. So if you take off the end plates, obviously these end plates are to stop it, the plate sliding all the way off. Obviously you don't need them if you're putting feet on. Good to keep hold of though, because if you've got more than one slider and you've only got one set of legs, you're going to need to keep them handy. So if we take that over there, so we just feed that into there with the thumb screw. That's easy. With the other one, being careful not to cross thread it. Just while we've got the end off here, let's just have a quick look. So that's nice and simple, and tell me if that fits. Yeah, it does. Sweet. Okay, so the actual nut underneath, although it's tight and nice and tight, it's the same size as the larger Allen key that comes with the legs. Fit that straight back on, and there you now have a low base. See how that's rocking side to side? That's because obviously the legs aren't the same. So if you find a stand that works, get that nice and stable. And then after that point, you're happy with the legs, lock up with those screws underneath, which really is only minimal adjustment, and you create yourself a level surface for a nice smooth slide. Couple of items of note: both these sliders have a 1/4 inch on the base plate, a 3/8 inch underneath, and also a 1/4 inch underneath. The tripod head I was using was my fluid head from Manfrotto, and that's a 3/8 inch underneath. I needed one of these adapters. Link in the description below where to get it. They really are only pennies. Now, taking into consideration that this largest one is 100 centimeters, that's a meter long. And when it's just on one single tripod, if you have a quick look, there's a little bit of a wobble. Take it a little bit higher, make it even more top heavy. You get the wobble on the tripod leg, and that face says it all. However, RatRig have thought about this, and on each end of the underside of the V100, there's a 1/4 inch screw. If you've got a lighting stand or two like I have like this, place one under each end, screw into the underside of the slider, and with very little effort on your part, you have an even more stable slide. And though the overall stability will deteriorate, take away the tripod and just use the stands. These sliders are impressive to say the least, and don't forget, if you don't have a separate tripod or anything like that at the moment, but you still fancy getting into these, most point and shoot cameras and DSLRs have a 1/4 inch thread underneath, so they can actually be connected straight to it. Obviously you would be quite limited to panning and tilting, but it gets you started. And if you want to scale down even more, don't forget these little mobile phone holders that come with really cheap selfie sticks. That's a 1/4 inch too, goes straight on top of the slider. Now, there is one thing that when I first started using these sliders that I would have liked, and that's a brake, a way to vary how much that the actual top plate is gripping the slider. But these are frictionless sliders. I said that on the outset. And as you may have seen in the footage before, I found that if you actually just grip to the side and push down your fingers either side of the base plate, you can actually brake manually there to help stabilize and graduate the speed of your slide. Now, let's talk about money. Let's take the top one that we've got here today, the 100 centimeter slider. In comparison, Manfrotto have an offering. Their slider, the MVS 100A 100 centimeter camera slider, is £365.48. Now, I've had a good look at the specs for that Manfrotto slider, and there's nothing different from RatRig's V slider. So how much for the V slider? €74.99. Now, I went back to RatRig and I was asking why are they so cheap, what's wrong with them, and their response was exactly that. When you're looking for camera gear, more than probably most other types of equipment, you're constantly battling between what's cheap and ineffective and what's too expensive but would be the absolute best. A lot of people would overlook the likes of the RatRig gear purely because they look too cheap and therefore they won't be any good. Guys, I am telling you right now, these are fantastic sliders. I've said it enough times, you've seen the footage, and I gotta hold my hand up. I've never used a slider before. I've always wanted to get hold of a slider, but I couldn't afford the likes of £200, £300, £400 just for the slider itself. You want to get other stuff on there. You want to get a ball head. You want to get two ball heads. Ball head underneath to actually steady the slider and level that, and then a ball head on top for your camera to steady that. You want to get all those things as well as a slider? You're talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds, dollars, euros. RatRig sliders are much cheaper in comparison, but the quality does not drop. Yeah, okay, so maybe you've got your brand new slider, and because of the way that the actual metal's treated, you can see it takes a lot of markings, and it marks from the first go. But seriously, do you want your slider to continue to look absolutely brand new for the sake of what, 3, 4, 5 times the price? For those who know of RatRig, you'll know that the one product that absolutely shot them to actually being able to have a company was the V Slider Mini. I can announce right now that within the next 7 days on this channel, we will have the world exclusive of the V Slider Mini version 2.0. I'm so excited about it. I'm so proud of the channel that they've chosen us to actually show it to you guys. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already subscribed, if this is the kind of thing that you're looking for. To all the subscribers already with this channel, thanks so much. We've just gone over about 550, which has been quite a growth over the last few months. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. And as a thank you to all you guys, I will be holding a giveaway. And just to reiterate from a previous video, the minute that we hit 100 likes on the Facebook page, we will be holding a giveaway, and that will be an international giveaway as well. Speaking of international, RatRig do ship internationally, and if they don't currently ship to your country, contact them. They're very, very good, and they do always look for a way to ship to wherever you are. Guys, Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to look out for the world exclusive. It sounds really good, doesn't it? The world exclusive of the V-Slider Mini version 2.0. I'm almost bouncing on my seat. I'm so excited for it. Thanks again to the guys at RatRig for sending over these things. There's going to be a lot more things with RatRig. Jibs, cranes, motorized sliders so you can get your nice motion time lapses. You feeling me? It really is such an exciting time for RatRig because they're really starting to expand, and it's such an exciting time for the channel as well. If you've liked the video, please like. If you disliked it, don't click it. And above all, thanks again so much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribed. I'll see you on the next one.